What's up? It's Big O. You already know the business. Always speak my mind like I do all the time. First off, I'm going to start off by saying I'm not here to preach to the choir, but I am here to let you know what it is. So with that being said, y'all got a pass. Whether some want to admit it or not, I know I got a pass. And I got a pass that I'm not proud of. Growing up as a child, I know I made bad decisions, hanging with the wrong crowd, but it is what it is. As I got older, I learned that you live and you learn, basically. You live and you learn. But tell y'all a little something about around in 2002, I caught in 2002, I caught a possession charge, whatnot. But before I caught that possession charge, I caught a aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Basically, it was on this dude, I ain't gonna say his name, but a dude chose to continue to disrespect my people. And the word got back to me about how he was disrespecting my people. And I'm not the type of person that let things slide. I'm always on go mode, basically. Those who know me already know the business, how I get down. They already know. I don't be playing games. But anyway, getting back to the story, he was disrespecting my peoples as far as putting his hands on my people. So I just had to let them know. They may let you let it slide, but once I find out, I'm just going to make it do what it do as soon as I catch you. So with that being said, I end up catching up with dude, bringing it to him with a hammer. And now that I think about it, thank God I didn't hit dude with the hammer, because I would have caught a bigger charge than what I did. But basically, dude was a coward. Said he wanted to put his hands on my people, but when I came at him, he didn't even want to smoke. He ended up calling them peoples on me. And I didn't know he called the peoples on me. I found out maybe 7 months later, he called the people on me because I was going about my business, working or whatever. And the sheriff pulled me over. And they didn't have no reason to pull me over. I didn't do anything illegal or nothing like that. But he pulled me over. I pulled over into this gas station, and he asked me for my license, registration, woo out the bam. You already know the business. And when he came back to the car, he basically was like, "Are you O'Shea? Woo out the bam?" You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Can you step out of the car?" And I'm like, "What for?" He was like, "Just step out of the car. I'll let you know. Woo out the bam, right?" So with that being said, he asked me, did I know dude? He said dude name, and I was like, once he said that, that's when I realized that dude called them people on me, because it was no other way for the police to bring up his name and ask me if I knew him. Right then and there, I already knew what the business was, but it was too late at that time. So with that being said, they threw the handcuffs on me, take me down to the station, who out the bam. They saying they charging me with, actually, they told me right then and there, once they slapped the cuffs on me, that I'm being charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. So now I get down to the station, going through processing and whatnot, wop the bam. I end up spending 3 months in the county on that one. Got out on probation. So with that being said, they told me, of course, to stay away from dude, woo out the bam, and that's a violation of my probation and stuff like that, right? So anyway, whatever the case may be, I stay away from dude, of course. Never ran into him again, but whatever the case may be, I stayed away from dude. And as time went on, got me another job, and then I'm hustling on the side. And with that being said, I hooked up with my peoples or whatever, and they put me on. Then I started getting my little side hustle on. I had my job still, but I was getting my side hustle on. And as I was getting my side hustle on or whatnot, I ran into these two white dudes. The main one that I was basically serving, which was the cool one, I forgot his name, but I only served him probably 3 or 4 times. And then he always had this other white dude with him that was his buddy, but I never served him before. But I knew he was cool people at that time because he always riding with the people that I was serving. So in my mind, hey, he with you, he must be cool peoples because you cool peoples, right? Well, that's what I thought. So with that being said, time went on. I say about 4 or 5 months went on. or whatever. Me get my hustle on, walk the band. But like I said, I only served a cool white dude a few times, maybe 3 or 4 times. One day, of course, we exchanged numbers, of course. That's a part of it. One day, his boy called me. The other white dude called me and was like, O'Shea, what's up? His name was, and he was like, this is the dude that be with so-and-so or whatever, right? I was like, oh, man, what's up? What's good? He's like, I need to holler at you about the band, right? So we meet up, we link up or whatever. We go ahead and do our thug fizzle or whatever. I make my money, we go on about our business or whatever. But with that being said, I never seen his friend no more. I never seen the cool white dude no more. Once called me that one time. The dude who I originally dealt with, he was out the picture. I never knew whatever happened to him or nothing like that. But with that being said, I'm dealing with him. Now, like I said, I figured it's cool because I dealt with the dude that I dealt with in the beginning. And dude was cool people. So I figured your boy cool people. So anyway, I'm dealing with, I'm saying 4 or 5 months or whatever. And then one day, called me up to get a little something from me. And we were supposed to meet up in this Kroger parking lot, right? So we meet up in this Kroger parking lot or whatnot. And I'm very impatient and I'm paranoid, especially when I'm getting my hustle on. So with that being said, he said he was like 20 minutes away. By the time I looked at my phone, he was already 30 minutes late, right? So I hit him up, he didn't answer. So at this time, I'm finna pull off like on that. Ain't got time to be on this. I'm out here dirty or whatever. So I'm about to pull off, right? So Kroger, as y'all all know, Kroger, well, this particular Kroger had 3 entries and 3 exits. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at one end where I entered it and bagged off into my parking spot, and I can just peep the other 2 entries, right? And what there, so when he didn't answer, I'm about to leave out. I'm about to dip out. So hit my phone as I'm dipping out, pulling out, about to make a left on the main street, right? And dip on out and going about my business. So right before I made that left turn, I pick up my phone. What's up? It's like, oh, where you at? I said, I'm about to leave, man. I'm in the Kroger parking lot. He was like, I'm pulling in now, right? So I look at my rearview mirror. He pulling in from across the parking lot, opposite where I was, of course, right? So with that being said, I'm looking in the rearview mirror, like I said, I see you, I'm finna come back around. So I bust that left, I pull out, bust that left, go around Kroger and come back in the way that he came, right? So I already knew what car he was in because I peeped his car and I've been seeing the car because it was the same car. So with that being said, I pull on the side of him. He jump in from the passenger side, right? What's up? Walk the bam, small talk, whatever. Give it to him. Boom. He passed me the money. Happened to ask me. Now with this, at this point in time, I was selling green. I was selling weed. That's all I was selling was weed, right? When I passed him the green, the ounce or whatever, just so happened to ask me, hey, do you know where to get an 8-ball at? So because I'm looking at, because him asking me that question, I didn't feel right about that because I've been dealing with for like 4 or 5 months. Dude, I don't sell yayo. I only sell green. Why would you ask me that? Remember, I stay paranoid when I'm doing dirt. So anyway, looking at him, I was like, what you say? He was like, do you know where to get an 8-ball at? Right after he said it the second time, task force came from everywhere, man. Task force came from my left, my right, the back. They jumping out of vans. They jumping out of undercover cars, man, unmarked cars, man. I'm telling you, man, they was everywhere, man. They was all over the damn parking lot, right? Kroger parking lot. So I was in, I think it was like a Hyundai Accent or whatever. It was my baby mama car, right? So it had them automatic locks on it. So as soon as they jump out, I hit the driver's lock and it automatically lock all the doors, right? So the police officers on each side, the passenger and the driver door, trying to open up the door with their mask on. Open up the door right now. Got their guns out and shit. And so I was like, you set me up. Had the audacity to look at me and be like, I didn't do it. I'm saying? So after that, I hit the locks, unlock the door, of course, because I can't go nowhere. I'm popped, right? They drag us out, throw us on the ground, boom, handcuff us both or whatever. Everybody in Kroger had a good show then. I get popped off or whatever, get thrown in the back of the car. We get thrown in the back of the car, two different cars, of course. So as we pulling up or whatever at the station, I'm looking and I see they getting out the car. Now they wanted me to see this. The police wanted me to see this, right? So they get up out the car, turn him around, take the handcuffs off of him, and shake his hand. Good job, and went on about his business. I was so heated, and I know that was part of the plan to let me see that. I was real pissed off. But I learned, man, just because may seem like they cool, even though they rolling with a cool person, that person that they rolling with might be cool, but that don't necessarily make them cool. Chris was a backstabbing snitch ass. That's not the first time I got snitched on. I got snitched on more times. I'm saying I got snitched on quite a few times. It wasn't that severe, but I have got snitched on by. And with those stories that I just told you, dude snitched on me, called the police on me. They hit me with an aggravated assault with a deadly weapon charge, with some coward ass for him to call the people on me after you put your hands on my people. But then when I bring it to you, you want to call them peoples on me. And then working with the task force to set me up to get me popped off. Come to find out, the reason why it set me up, because Chris had a whole bunch of speeding tickets. And Chris never been to jail, period. That white boy never been to jail, period. So he was afraid of jail, I take it, and set me up over some bogus ass traffic tickets. So with that being said, man, I end up going back and forth to court, and you know how they like to drag out or whatever. But by me being on probation for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and then I get hit with a possession charge, I'm going to the joint. So I go through the little court thing or whatever, and judge gonna claim that I'm a menace to society or what, and whatever. But make a long story short, I end up getting sent to the joint. And with that being said, man, I never been to the joint before. I never been to prison before, but I've been in damn near everybody county in every city that I went to, man. I made bad choices. And not all of the times that I was in they counties, or different counties, I should say, that a person snitched on me. I made bad choices, like I just said. I've been in Florida County. I've been in the county in Kankakee. I've been in the county back home in Chicago, of course. I just been in a lot of counties, Wisconsin, Minnesota, Texas. Just like I've been in everybody county in every state that I've been, but I never been to the joint. So with that being said, this is my first rodeo going to the joint, right? So with that being said, hold on for a minute. So with that being said, bro, they sent my ass to the joint. I'm in Illinois, of course. Matter of fact, this happened in Bloomington Normal, Illinois. I also been in 8 counties too, of course. But with that being said, judge sentenced me to 15 months in DOC, right? So anyway, time comes where I get on the bus on my trip to the joint, make it to Stateville. All of those you've been locked up, especially in Illinois, already know how it go. But Stateville is, well, at that time, Stateville was the penitentiary that you go to for processing. Now, from my understanding back when I got locked up, you in Stateville for no more than a week. So they could process you and then figure out what joint you're going to be going to, and then give you your papers and ship you off to that joint where you're going, right? So with that being said, I guess I had bad luck, because I come to find out the state of Illinois then lost my paperwork in the shuffle. So instead of a week of me being in Stateville, I was in there for 3 months, man. It drove me insane, man. Because in Stateville, it was a 24-hour lockdown. Because everybody and their mama is in Stateville. You in there with everybody. But it's a 24-hour lockdown facility, right? So that bitch, 24 hours a day for 3 months straight, man. I was in there for so damn long, I started acting like them fools, man. Getting mad, throwing my food up out the slot. You know what I'm saying? yelling to the COs and like that, man. And it was just like, I was angry. I was more angry at myself. Of course, I was angry on the reason why I was there, even though it was my fault. It was the choices that I made. But then when I think about it, how can I trust a person, you know what I'm saying, thinking that they cool and they turn around and snitch on me? You know what I'm saying? I got snitched on, even though it was my choice. But still, I got snitched on and got a motherfucking aggravated assault charge on me. Then I got a possession charge on me, both by snitching on me because they on some, but it is what it is. I'm here, right? So after that 3 months, they shipped me off. They finally shipped me off to Shawnee. So I go to Shawnee, and Shawnee wasn't, because Stateville was a maximum security joint. Shawnee was a minimum. You can go out to the yard for an hour or whatnot. And those who've been in Shawnee and Illinois, they already know the business. But Shawnee and going to the child line or whatever, single file line, keep your head straight. You can't say nothing. You know what I'm saying? You can't look left. You can't look right. You got to look straight, single file line. Boom. I'm saying now at that time, I don't know how it is now. But at that time, if you was caught saying anything and stepping out of line, you're going straight to SEG. You know what I'm saying? And don't nobody want to be in SEG, man. So with that being said, man, going to the child line, and I seen some stuff that I wasn't used to. It was dudes. I seen these two dudes. They just came back from child. They going back to their unit, and we passing them, right? It was two dudes with pigtails, pants super tight. And I'm talking about, we had the jail uniforms, but they super tight, pigtails. Looked like they had lipstick on their lips, man. But come to find out, it was Kool-Aid. It was something that I wasn't used to, fam. Y'all know where I'm getting at. It was nasty looking to me. It was like horrible. I didn't want to be there, man. But I put myself in this predicament. And I'm learning from my mistakes. So whatever the case may be, man, that's weird. But anyway, nevertheless, done with child, whatever. Go back to my unit, walk the bam, right? So I think I was in Shawnee for a good, maybe 5.5 months. And then they shipped me to the Harden work camp. I think it was owned by Shawnee. I'm saying hard work camp because I did good in there. You can only go to the work camp is if you was doing, only time you can go to the work camp is if you was good in there doing your time. You ain't getting no trouble, no fights. I'm saying you ain't get thrown in SIG for nothing. You know what I'm saying? You're obeying the rules. And you really want to go to the work camp because you get more freedom. I'm saying once I got to the work camp, I never witnessed so many dudes that act like, and when I say act like, they had ways. I understood the true definition of when I was locked up. I didn't see it like that when I was out in the free world, because you got a chance to move around. You can move around in your own circle and stuff like that. But then when you locked up, from my experience, but when you locked up, you in there with a whole bunch of different that you wouldn't even be caught around in the free world. And a lot of those dudes were straight bitches. And when I say bitches, I'm not talking about no sweet bitches. You had those in there too. I'm talking about they try to act like they hard, but they bitch ass, coward ass. That's what I'm talking about. I never seen a sit in between another legs to get his hair braided. I seen it in the free world. But it was always a dude sitting in between a female's legs getting his hair braided. Just was doing bitch ass shit, gossiping, and I'm saying, hey, did you hear about what so-and-so did, so-and-so? And it's like, it drove them like me crazy because it was like, I'm here stuck with these. I'm saying I can only move around so much. It's not like I'm in the streets and I don't put them. So, you know what I'm saying? They ain't in my circle, so I don't care what them doing. It wasn't nothing like that. It was like I'm stuck dealing with this. So with that being said, I got used to basically working out in the yard. That's when I first started hitting the weights, working out in the yard. Now remember, I'm at a work camp. So When I hit the yard, I work out, and then after that, I hit the track for an hour, read every now and then, try to figure out what I'm gonna do when I get out to stay on the right track. So it was only a few people in there that I actually dealt with, that I actually talked to and conversated with. But for the most part, I ain't for none of them cats, man, because they had bitch ways, and I don't really feel like that, first of all, and two, I most definitely don't bitch ass. But with that being said, man, it was a crazy experience. It's something that I don't never want to experience no more. It's something that I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy. And like I said in the beginning, I'm not here to preach to the choir. I'm just here to tell it like it is. Jail ain't the place to be, fam. And I'm talking to the YNs, the young drillers and all that stuff, man, that ain't got no guidance. Because we had guidance back in the day as I was growing up. But as I got older, they locked up all the OGs. The OGs was dead or in jail. So it was like I had to guide myself. God's gonna always be with me. And he just basically made it where I'm here today to even tell this story. It's a blessing to be here breathing to tell y'all this story. But I'm just letting y'all know, man, jail ain't the place to be. They got a place for all of us. You know what I'm saying? They got a place for all of us. And it ain't no place that you really want to be. Whether you take heed to it or not, it is what it is. But I'm just letting you know it ain't a place to be. And for those who don't really know me and only know me by my story here, I may come across as y'all would say, a tough guy, or I think I'm tough, I think I'm bad. No, that's just not who I am. I don't come off like that. I'm just being myself. Now, don't get me wrong, we all have flaws. I got a short temper. That's why I always got in trouble. Because a lot of my cases that I caught was like me putting my hands on my dudes, you know what I'm saying? Fighting cases, you know what I'm saying? Assault cases, rather. I didn't think first. I reacted. I was one of those people that stayed on go mode. If they want to smoke, they can get the smoke. However, whenever we can do this, let's do it now. Talking. So that's the type of person that I always was. And it was because of my environment. It's because the way that I grew up. Y'all don't know how I grew up. So y'all can just easily say, oh, he trying to be tough. Ain't nobody scared of him. I don't want nobody to be scared of me. I'm not trying to get nobody scared of me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just being myself. It's how you take it. You know what I'm saying? That's why when you see me on here, you know what I'm saying? I have no fear in my heart. If it ain't God, I'm not fearing no one, because I fear no man. You know what I'm saying? Because man bleed just like me. So when I come off as being tough, or, you know what I'm saying, he gangster, he think he can't get touched, whatever y'all think about me, I'm just being myself. That's it. And I'm gonna remain myself. Now, I know my adrenaline be pumping a lot of times, and I know I get loud from time to time and stuff like that, but that's just the type of person I am. If I'm into a conversation, no matter who I'm talking to, I get into that conversation. My adrenaline will be pumping. I may get a little loud, but I don't mean no harm. I'm saying I'm just kicking the bobos with you. That's all. But one thing for sure, your boy Big O, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to always keep it 100, and I'm going to always speak my mind. That's what my platform is all about. No matter what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to speak my mind, and when I speak my mind, I'm going to keep it 100. Because what I say, I mean, and what I mean is what I say. That's what my platform is all about. It doesn't matter what I'm talking about. I'm going to give you straight facts from my point of view. That's all I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I ain't going to hold y'all too long. I see y'all in traffic. 1.